Well, this is really interesting. You know, you've heard probably the Miranda rights for criminals when they're arrested. You know, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to have an attorney. Well, now, if you're facing eviction, they have to say, you have the right to apply for a government grant to pay your mortgage or rent or something. Wow. And that comes out in this new, let me move me over here, new Treasury report just came out yesterday. And this tells you, or actually it's the 24th. Is it today the 24th? I don't even know anymore. Yeah, today's the 24th. Oh, yeah, today's 24th on Friday. So it came out today. Today, you now have the Miranda rights for not being evicted and getting, actually, the Miranda rights for applying for a grant because you don't know where to go. And the government now realizes that. So here's what is in this letter. And I'll put this link in the description. So if you want it, because this is what you got to take around when you go looking and get elected officials to help you find this stuff. Let's see, where is it behind the right? Okay, yeah. Okay, it says the White House is continuing to call for states and localities to put measures in place ensuring, listen to this, no one is evicted before they have the chance to apply for rental assistance. And to ensure no eviction moves forward until the application has been processed. That's right. So you have the right to apply and a right to wait till the application is finished or not, because they're taking months to do this. Yeah. So they realize it. And, you know, if you read this in detail, you see why they're all screwed up with this. I mean, they've only spent, like this one says, I've seen anywhere from 10 to 20%. This one, who see, Treasury is the one that gives the states and the counties money to give to you. Okay, so they have to go to the Treasury, get the money, so they know who spent the money and how much. Now, this report says only 11% of all the money that's available has been given to people. 11%, and they've had it since March. Wow, it's crazy. They've only spent $7.7 billion since January, and they have over $40 billion available. Now that's amazing to me. The recent survey says 3 million households are worried about imminent eviction. And of all the households reporting that they are behind in rent, 2/3 of them earn less than $35,000. See, this is it's low-income people getting hurt the most. So what they had to do is the rental assistance programs was given to the local governments to hand out the money, and so they had to build a system from scratch to give out $40 billion, you know. So they're not set up to do that. So that's why it's all screwed up. And then they're worried about fraud. So what a lot of this report says, and if you go read it, they said now they're encouraging grantees. The grantee is not you. The grantee is the Treasury gives grants to the local government. So they're the grantee according to the government, the federal government. Then you're the grantee from the state or local government. So they're talking about the federal and local governments encourage them to avoid or reduce unduly burdensome documentation, requirements for verifying income, provide assistance directly to tenants when landlords are not cooperative, and protect renters from eviction after payments are made on their behalf. Okay, so now this is saying it's going to be easier to document your income. You know, you worked off the books or something like that. So maybe you could just use an envelope, scratch a paper, and do it. So they're doing other ways, and they're doing a lot of self-attestation. So they're saying, we believe you, whatever you say about your income or other things. So a lot of these states and local programs are starting to do this, because otherwise they're not going to get rid of the money. And see, it has to go back to the government if they don't use it. So they really have motives to do that. Now, though, there's legislation starting to expand all this and make it law that they have to. See, what's nice is the Treasury is saying, it's okay, we're not going to beat up on you if you're not really good about stopping fraud, is really what that boils down to. So they're trying to be lenient, so the states and counties could be lenient and give you the money easier. So this means a lot, I think, to you out there, because if you applied before and they said no because you didn't have good documentation, apply again. Apply, apply, apply. You have to apply yourself, young man. That's what I kept hearing in school all that time. You know, oh shit, I didn't want it. So that's self-attestation, they call it. What it? Administration also calling for it to put in place ensuring okay, so do that. By the end of September, Treasury will begin the process of identifying and relocating excess funds. So this is another. See, there were a few. There's like a third or less of all the. See, there's like 400 places to apply in the government, and about 20% of them have paid out 50% or more. Okay, so what they're saying here, by the end of September, which is a couple of days, people have too much money that they haven't given out. They're going to give it to other people who really need it more. So they're going to make sure it's going to places that really need it. Yeah, so there's a lot of more self-attestation. So it's a nightmare. Now, there's also links here that you could find your local office, and I think it's called the ERA. That's a national program, Emergency Rental Assistance. See it here? Emergency Rental Assistance. So when you're looking around locally, that's that name you use. Now, that doesn't mean that's the only rental assistance. Your states and cities and county nonprofits have other rental assistance programs. So if you get stopped on this, you have to look for the other ones too. So you can't only just go to the federal. The federal goes that, and then that's a big one. So you want to look at that first. And then when that doesn't work, I'm going to put another report in the description where you could find out about the other local programs. And this is, let's see, 4 videos to watch when you're have a financial fire drill. Okay, I put up some of my best research sources here to how to find local sources after this federal source, which is applied for locally. It's confusing as hell. Man, I've been studying this for 50 years, and I'm still screwed up and can't figure it out. And it changes all the time. And the problem is something you don't know, you think, okay, I tried that, didn't work. Can't do that anymore. Things are changing all the time. They're putting new legislation in. The administrative part of the government, that's the White House and Treasury Department, all these are changing the rules. And so the local government's giving out the money, have a new game to play. And you could play that game better than the old game. And then now the Congress, Congress is wanting to change the rules for everybody. And that may happen in the next couple of days. So the point is, you have to keep trying. You have to keep trying often. I have a step-by-step here for where to keep trying so you don't you get ahead of this curve and get this money, because this money is not going to last long. By law, they have to spend it a certain amount of time. They're trying to change that law, so that may be right or wrong. So no matter what people say, that may or not be right. So when somebody says, "Oh, it's all gone around," you don't take it for gospel. You keep trying. That's what I have here is places for you to keep trying. It's sort of like you looking for a date and somebody says no. You don't say, "Oh, nobody's going to go out with me." Shit, they will, no matter how ugly you are. You just got to find them. That's the key. The same way with money. So that's what I do, is give you more possibilities. You're the ugly, the ugly grants that may help you because they want to get rid of their money. See, they have a quota to make. Their quota is to get the goddamn money out, or else they don't have a big job. So you have to help these poor little bureaucrats who are just trying to make money and do their job. And they have to make their quota, get the money out there. So come on, help a bureaucrat today. Help them get rid of that money. Start applying. Apply yourself, young man. Start applying yourself.